Cool. Okay, so this is attempt at a repair for Mr. Cook's house. 129/24 is the date. Outside temperature is about 66 degrees. I'm gonna start with my control area and check the matting holding onto the granules. And as you can see, there is very little granules being lost, so the matting is holding onto the granules. So over here, I am going to attempt to remove this shingle and replace it with a like shingle. So to do that, I'm going to have to loosen the seal on this shingle here. You good? Okay, going to have to loosen the seal on this shingle and also the ones above it 2 courses up. So I'm going to start by removing the repair shingle. So now that I've broken the seal on the shingle, first what I want to do is I do want to test the delamination of the teeth above the shingle and on the repair shingle. So here, I'm just going to take my tool, slide it in between. There's very little room to wiggle, so it is not delaminating. This one is really delaminated, barely pulled up on it. So as you can see here, it is pulling away from the shingle. That one's fine. This one is delaminating, barely slid under it. That seal is no longer holding. So that one's fine. That one's fine. This one delaminated. That one's fine. Delaminated. So quite a bit of delamination already, but we will continue with the repair nonetheless. So this seal is broken. So I need to break the seals on any shingles above this one. And as you can see, as I'm going through, it is delaminating between the shingle and the teeth. And I am not putting a lot of pressure, just enough to break the seal all the way through. Okay, there. As you can see, it is delaminating pretty bad. So here I'm going to remove this nail here, this nail here, this nail here, and then there's 2 more nails right here. So I'm going to start down here by removing the first set of nails. So there's nail number 1. As I'm doing this, I'm being careful not to lift the shingle above too much, as to not cause unnecessary wear and tear. These nails are out, so I need to move the nails above this course to be able to pull the shingle all the way out. I'm going to come in here. That seal's all broken, which it is. I'm going to find the nails for this course of shingle. So here's nail number 1. Okay. Nail number 2. This nail here is not in the nailing zone, as you can see here. If you want to zoom in on this one, Malik. The nail here is actually almost on the tooth, so it is not in the correct placement, which means the shingle would technically have to be replaced. Okay. So the shingle should just pull out now. It does. So as you can see here, along this seal, there is some minor material transfer. Here, there, and then there, which is causing this gonna not have to be resealed properly. If we flip the shingle over, they have 1, 2, 3, 4 nails inside the actual shingle, all within the proper nailing zone. So State Farm said this shingle is a GAF weathered wood UHD zinc shingle. What we have with us is also a GAF UHD shingle. As you can see here, we believe this is an old elk shingle. We did send it to ITEL and they did report that same information. As you can see, there is quite a bit of a color difference between the two. The shadow zones are different, and then the teeth are different, the actual pattern of the teeth. As you can see, the teeth on the ends are a lot larger. They have much more flare. These are very straight. These have much more flare. So this is not this is the closest available shingle, but not an exact match. I'm going to go ahead and push the new shingle in and show that this repair here. As you can see here, the shingle is not the same size. As you can tell by the gap, there is about a 1/4 inch of difference there. Maybe a little bit smaller, but nonetheless. So. Okay. So when I go to put these nails in, I am going to put them in the nail zone. Not going to lift the shingle any higher than is needed to put the nail in. So just lifting the shingle, and as you can see here, as I'm lifting, it is causing delamination. Okay. I'm going to do the same 4 nails that were in the shingle previously. So once again, not lifting too high, just enough room for the hammer to get in there. Once again, not lifting too high, but enough to swing. Go. Go. 4 nails, and then I'm going to go ahead and put in the nails that we did take out for the shingle above. And once again, I am being very careful not to lift the shingle too much as to cause additional damage. So as you can see here, I was grabbing the shingle with my thumb and it did cause a tear. Once again, the shingle is tearing super easy. So the shingle is not bending, allowing enough flexibility because it is just so, I guess, rotted. would be the right term. So the shingle is just disintegrating on any minor impacts. This is due to the age and non-repairability of the shingle. So ignoring this, where I did have a technical malfunction with the hammer, the delamination has only increased on the shingles that were moved during the repair. All of these have proceeded to delaminate, right? And then additionally speaking, if I take my brush back and I ignore this shingle due to the malfunction, and I rub the hammer, you can start to see a crease form, showing that the shingle is non-pliable. It will not move. So that does make this a temporary repair. And it does fail due to the tearing, the crease, and the delamination all the way around. So, this shingle is non-repairable.